Hello and welcome to Last Week Tonight. Tonight's topic, psychic powers and your privacy. It sounds like a bad X-Men spin-off, but stick with me, people claim to have psychic abilities. They say they can read minds, see the future, maybe even control your thoughts. Now, we're not here to debate if that's real. What is real is the concern about privacy. If someone could actually do those things, wouldn't that be the ultimate invasion? Imagine someone knowing your deepest secrets without your consent. Your fears, your desires, your embarrassing online search history, all laid bare. It's a chilling thought, and it raises a crucial question. Do our current laws protect us from this kind of intrusion? The answer, like most things in law, is complicated. But as technology advances and the line between science fiction and reality blurs, we need to have this conversation. Because if we don't, we risk sleepwalking into a world where our minds are no longer our own. This isn't just about psychics, though. It's about the broader implications for privacy in an age of rapidly advancing technology. And trust me, things are about to get weird. Technology, it's the best of times, it's the worst of times. We've got smartphones that can order pizza before you even realize you're hungry. We've got algorithms that can predict your mood based on your emoji use. It's amazing. And also slightly terrifying, because here's the thing. All this amazing tech comes at a price. Our privacy. Every time you use a website, make a purchase, or even just walk down the street, you're leaving a digital trail. And that trail? It can be used to track your movements, analyze your behavior, and even target you with ads for things you didn't know you needed, but suddenly desperately want. Now imagine someone with supposed psychic abilities getting their hands on that data, or worse, imagine technology that could actually read minds. Suddenly, that pizza-ordering smartphone doesn't seem so innocent, does it? The truth is, technology is evolving faster than our laws can keep up, and that creates a dangerous gap. A gap where our privacy is vulnerable to exploitation. We need to bridge that gap. We need to start thinking about the ethical implications of technology before it's too late. Let's talk law, baby. Specifically, can our current legal system handle something as intangible as psychic intrusion? The short answer is, maybe. It's complicated. See, most laws are based on physical acts. Someone steals your car, you call the cops, they throw the book at them. But what about stealing thoughts? Our legal system isn't really equipped to deal with that. There are laws against stalking and harassment which could potentially apply to psychic intrusion, but proving that someone is using psychic powers to follow you around or harass you, good luck with that. Then there's the issue of intent. If someone claims they can't help but hear your thoughts, is that a crime? What if they're not doing it on purpose? And how do you even prove they're doing it at all? It's a legal minefield. And right now, there's no clear path to justice for victims of psychic intrusion. We need to start thinking about how to update our laws for the 21st century, and we need to do it before we all end up victims of psychic identity theft. Privacy. It's something we all crave, even if we're constantly posting selfies on the internet. But what exactly is it? And more importantly, do we have a right to it? The concept of privacy has been debated for centuries. Some argue it's essential for individual freedom and autonomy. Others say it's a luxury we can no longer afford in a world facing complex challenges like terrorism and crime. The law is constantly evolving to keep up with technological advancements and changing societal norms. What was considered private 50 years ago might not be considered private today. And what's considered private today might be public knowledge tomorrow. The bottom line is this. Privacy is complicated, but it's something we need to fight for. Because once it's gone for good. Section 5. The case against absolute privacy. Now before you build a tinfoil hat and go off the grid, let's talk about the other side of the coin. Because as much as we love privacy, there are arguments against absolute privacy. Some say that complete privacy would make it impossible to hold people accountable for their actions. If no one knows what you're doing, you can get away with anything, right? Others argue that transparency is essential for a functioning democracy. Sunlight, as they say, is the best disinfectant. There's also the issue of security. In a world facing threats like terrorism and cybercrime, some argue that we need to sacrifice some privacy for the sake of safety. It's a trade-off. And it's one that societies have been grappling with for years. The point is, there's no easy answer. It's a balancing act. We need to find a way to protect our privacy without sacrificing our safety or our freedom. And that's a conversation we need to have as a society. Section 6. Privacy in the digital age, a constant struggle. Let's face it, in the digital age, privacy is a constant battle. Every time you use the internet, you're handing over personal information. Your browsing history, your location, your credit card details. It's all up for grabs. Companies collect your data to target you with ads, track your behavior, and even predict your future purchases. Governments collect your data for security purposes, but also to monitor your activities and potentially censor your speech. It's enough to make you want to chuck your smartphone in the ocean and move to a remote island. But before you do, remember, you're not alone in this fight. There are organizations fighting to protect your digital rights, advocating for stronger privacy laws, and raising awareness about the importance of online privacy. You can make a difference by supporting these organizations, educating yourself about your rights, and taking steps to protect your own privacy online. Section 7. Seeking justice, legal recourse for psychic intrusion. Okay, back to the weird stuff. Let's say someone is using their supposed psychic abilities against you. What can you do? Can you sue them for psychic pain and suffering? Well, it's not that simple. As we've discussed, the law is ill-equipped to deal with psychic phenomena. But that doesn't mean you're completely out of luck. If you can prove that someone is using technology to harass you, stalk you, or invade your privacy, you may have legal recourse. For example, if someone is using spyware to monitor your online activity or track your location, that could be considered a crime. It's important to document everything. Keep a record of any suspicious activity, including dates, times, and any evidence you can gather. Consult with a lawyer who specializes in privacy law to discuss your options. Remember, even though the law is playing catch-up, you have rights. Don't be afraid to fight for them. Section 8. Balancing privacy and security in a changing world. We live in a world of increasing complexity. On one hand, we have access to technology that was unimaginable just a few decades ago. On the other hand, we face new and evolving threats to our privacy and security. Finding the right balance between these competing interests is crucial. We need to protect our privacy without stifling innovation or compromising our safety. It's a delicate dance, and it requires constant vigilance and adaptation. We need to be having open and honest conversations about the trade-offs involved. We need to demand transparency from our governments and the companies we do business with. And we need to empower ourselves with the knowledge and tools to protect our own privacy. The future of privacy depends on the choices we make today. Let's choose wisely. Section 9. Conclusion. Navigating the uncharted waters of psychic privacy. So, there you have it. The intersection of psychic abilities, technology, and privacy is a strange and murky place. It's like trying to navigate a minefield in a funhouse mirror after eating a whole bag of gummy bears. We've looked at the legal gray areas, the ethical dilemmas, and the potential for both progress and peril. We've seen how technology can be both a blessing and a curse when it comes to privacy. And we've explored the challenges of finding the right balance between security and freedom in a rapidly changing world. The bottom line is this: the future of privacy is uncertain, but one thing is clear: we can't afford to be passive observers. We need to be engaged, informed, and willing to fight for the right to control our own minds and our own data. Because in the end, privacy is not just about keeping secrets. It's about protecting our freedom, our autonomy, and our right to exist in the world on our own terms. And on that note, I'll leave you with this thought: don't believe everything you think. Good night.